All right, Triple B movie review here with Jake and the Ed with our beards,
and our B movies.
This time on our 17th video.
Wow.
We have
The Amazing Adventures of the Animated Corpse.
So this one caught me off guard, because it's computer animated. You want to give us a rundown of what it has going on?
It's a real neat movie. I don't. It's just different. It's just so different. You kind of have to watch it. I stumbled into it by accident. It was. It's animated, but it kind of has the look and the feel of maybe this was a graphic novel to start with.
Or someone wanted to create.
Yeah, that kind of thing. Animated kind of gives you more of a Marvel comic books kind of style thing, in a way. And that's the way the writing kind of came off. But for some reason, these zombies come up out of this cemetery.
Yeah, the beginning was very quick.
Yeah, it starts right off with these zombies coming across the street. And this one goes into this house, and there's a woman and two children, a boy and a girl. He kills the woman. The children run down into the basement. He kills the girl, and then the boy gets cornered by a couple other zombies, and he's hollering and calls this zombie dad. He has recognized that this was his dad that passed away, and this zombie becomes conscious. And it's just real interesting. It goes into all his psychological things, and how he goes through the rest of the movie trying to help his son.
Trying to find him, yeah.
Trying to find him, trying to be with him. So it's just different and interesting, Yeah,
he ends up going down to, is it hell?
He's the
purgatory.
The guy that took him there said it is to some people.
Azael?
Or something like that.
Is it Azael that takes him down?
Something like that.
And he ends up down in there, and he figures out that he can come back to the world of the living.
Yeah. There's all these corridors all over the place, and each one of them leads to somewhere different.
Yep. And then so he ends up going into the library, figures out how to get the information he needs, and ends up. I found it interesting that you have all that go on, and then there's like years that pass.
Yeah.
And then all of a sudden he's, it's an adult, and you have the culmination in the fight, and.
Well, you got the impression that he just lost track of him and couldn't find him again.
Right.
But
he kind of becomes a wanderer, which, going back to the point where it said it looked like it might have been someone trying to make a graphic novel.
Yeah.
He just he's the zombie. And then when the kid's an adult, he's kind of transitioned into. It feels like almost like a hitman or.
Yeah, he was helping.
Yeah.
This character that took him down into whatever realm this was to destroy other creatures that were apparently causing harm.
Because when the first thing they have him do when they come and talk to him is to kill the zombie rhinoceros.
Yeah.
And then the play with the scientist.
Oh, that was weird. Yeah, so when he had the son was working with the scientist, and the scientist ended up with the dome over his head and the mechanical brain.
Yeah. So the boy
really
ends up what, as an orphan. He goes to the school, the orphanage. Which, did you see when they were coming in that there was a pentagram in the garden?
No, I didn't.
Yeah, when they're first scanning into the school as they're driving up, off to the side is a little garden area with walkways, and it's a pentagram.
That about makes sense.
And then, but he goes through that, and then the next thing you know, as a young he gets grabbed by the scientists and
yeah, they adopt him, and there's no real good excuse, you know. Well, I think they were after the father somehow.
yes,
They wanted to know why he was still alive. So it's just, like I say, not the most amazing thing you've ever watched, but totally one of the most different things you'll ever watch.
So what was your favorite or positive thing that you felt was in there?
I loved it when the zombie got mad. His eyes would twitch and his hands would twitch, and it was just a great effect. You know, it really brought forth the figure, I'm getting pissed, you know, and then he'd jump in. My favorite part in the most interesting thing in the movie, I think, was when the little
minion,
little gargoyle sort of fellow.
Yeah,
Can't remember his name. I thought of it here the other day.
Worthless minion. Worthless minion, worthless helper, something like that.
Something. But he actually cut his own head open.
With the paper cutter.
Yeah,
that
so
was weird.
this zombie could eat his brain so he could get strong enough to get back up and continue to
So
fight.
he was sitting there going, "I'm your friend, right? I'm your friend."
Yeah,
and then,
yeah.
And the zombie's like, "I know, but that looks delicious."
Yeah, it was great.
That was definitely interesting.
So, like I say, this is maybe not for everybody, but it sure was interesting and unique.
Did you have a negative or something you didn't like?
No, not so much. I liked it. It was, like I say, it was. I get more wrapped up in the effect of what's going on, and if it's interesting and different, you know, I'd not as busy paying attention. So I said, I don't quite like that, or I don't know, I like that. I don't do that as much.
Well, I tell you, I watched it and I started out less than impressed.
Really?
Because it does have, if you have ever watched user-made content where someone takes a video game and creates a little short film or something, it has that feel. The animation is very similar to that, and
the face of the boy was not impressive.
No.
You know,
and the characters are not developed. Azel, when he's very...
Yeah, they never explain who he is and what he is.
He really just is there to move the movie along, to give you pieces of information. And there's a scene in where he goes to the library to get the facts, and like he's just there at that point to say, hey, if you go in there, there's the demon keeper that these soul catchers that are going to come and try to get you. What was up with the creatures in the library that had the stuff coming out of their nose?
They were part of his.
That was horrible.
That corpse eaters.
But that was
minions.
Stuff coming out of your nose.
It was messed up.
That was horrible. Although the dude, if they hadn't had the stuff coming out of his nose, the big guy that was involved in that was kind of cool with the skulls hanging around his neck. So initially, I was less impressed. I did watch the whole thing. I did. By the end of it, I was convinced that it wasn't too bad. I did like the interplay between the zombie and the scientist. The scientist was also a scientist. The guy that at the beginning goes to buy pizza.
He's always buying the pizza.
And the evil scientist kills him to further his experiments to the end. I thought that was funny.
Well, that's dedication there.
Yeah.
You know.
Yeah. So, favorite part, I liked that they had some weird oddities in it. I recorded, or I put down, some things I found there. It's like when they're in the cemetery, I want to say at the beginning of the movie, there's a gravestone that has Romero for a last name. I wonder if that was
George
a throwback. Throwback to George Romero.
Oh, it had to be.
And then at one point, the kid's doing experiments in his room and doing research on a laptop, but they showed his room several different times, and every time he had nothing, like bookshelves that were bare and like furniture that's falling apart. But here he's got Wi-Fi and a computer.
Yeah,
I thought that was weird. And then when the scientists get a hold of him, they tell him, "Hey, we're going to make you rich beyond all means." That was never explained. It was like,
no,
so I thought that was a bit strange. I didn't like the animation. I thought it was very.
It wasn't the best animation, but you know.
But the zombie was well done.
Yeah.
Like I never had him in a scene where I was like. It was usually the supporting characters that were less than impressive.
Yes, though, like he almost looked more hand drawn. And the rest.
Well,
of
they
them
had definitely
more,
put more attention into him.
Yeah. And the rest of them just did look more computer animated and not very detailed.
When he goes to when he gets picked up to go to the school, there's like 3 guys involved in that. There's and you don't see 2 of them again, other than that scene where he gets picked up. You don't see them until the zombies attack at the school.
Right.
So.
Well, I mean, that's all you needed him for.
That's true. That's true. It's a good movie. I would watch it again. Like I said, I would have liked to have seen a little more development in terms of animation. But so overall, what's your grade?
Oh, I'm going to give it a hard 2 because it is so unique and such a different and interesting story. And, you know, I watched it and I've seen it a couple of times and have been entertained both times. I haven't got to the point where I said, oh, well, gee. So, yeah, I'd give it at least a 2.
I think I'm going to go 2 as well. I think it's one of those movies that if you watch it multiple times, you might find that you enjoy it more and it might move up to a 2.5. It was good. I'd watch it again. It was not something that's obviously my wheelhouse. I don't tend to watch animated.
I don't usually either.
Well, all right. That brings us to question of the day.
Oh,
our question today is going to be, what is your favorite remake horror movie?
My favorite remake. Gee.
That you would recommend, yeah.
I think, and you're going to have to help me remember the actor, but I think Phantom of the Opera.
There's like so many of them.
There is, but
you're not talking about the one with Gerard Butler where he sings, do you? Because that's horrible.
Oh my, yeah. I'm not coming up with the actor's name.
Well, originally it was
he was the dad.
It was
Charles Rain. Mm-hmm. That's the one I'm thinking about. Before the original movie,
Lon Chaney
was Lon Chaney. So
it's not Charles Rains. It's
Claude Rains.
Claude Rains, yes.
Took a minute, but we drug it out there. And what was he? What other movie was he in?
The Invisible Man.
And
I'm not.
He was the father in the original Wolfman movie.
Ah, yes.
So he got around back then in these little B movies.
So yeah, that's a good one. That's definitely an impressive. I'm gonna go with 2.
No mind.
The first one is one that is just a classic. I mean, The Thing.
The Thing.
John Carpenter's The Thing. That's one of my favorites. Kurt Russell, you know.
Yeah.
And some of the practical effects that they do in that is just. I watched that this morning, in fact.
Really?
Pretty good. And then the second one's a new movie, and it's not even a B movie, but the original was a B, and I think it's as good, but it's either one's fine, is the new It. I don't know. Have you seen that yet?
No.
It's pretty good.
The Stephen King book.
I don't know of any other It.
I've read that book.
I have a child that we call It, but I mean...
The TV movie was ridiculously... went on forever.
Yeah, well, the first half I enjoyed. The second half you can get rid of for the TV movie.
I see.
The big spider at the end.
All right.
So, as always, give us a like, a subscription, or a comment. Please feel free to share us on Facebook or anywhere else.
Yeah. Ask a question.
Ask a question, yes, if you want to leave a comment in the comment section. Also, feel free to go to Triple B Movie Reviews group page on Facebook. And The Ed has his page, or his YouTube video getting ready to get started here the first year.
As soon as I figure out the computer.
So, as always, if you can't be a redneck, leave a 6-pack out for one.